All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is April 1st, 2022. We got ourselves a Friday with a bunch of NBA games on the slate tonight. Last night, we go 3-3. We had the Bulls minus 3.5. Somehow, some way, I go to sleep thinking the Bulls were going to lose that game, wake up in the morning, check it. They win by 5 in overtime, cash it. Vucevic looked like we had that under for the rebounds, and all of a sudden, I refreshed the box score, and he had like 4 more rebounds than we saw. That was a bad loss there. James Harden under 9.5 assists. That was a plus money win for us yesterday. Tobias Harris over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. A loss. Sadiq Bey points under, loss. And then the ride of the day. Shout out to Clutch City Sports. Guys, if you don't know Clutch City Sports, he's doing picks too on his channel, so make sure to go check that out. I'm sure it'll be in the comments here. Just click his icon, go check out his videos. But he says Kevin Huerter over 13.5 points. Easy cash for us there. That brings us to 3-3 on the day. But we got a new month. But before we get into it, we do have to recap how we did in March. And it was a good March. 18.8 units up, 98 and 62 overall, meaning 61%. Against the spread, if we break it out here, against the spread, we were 38 and 19. And then player props, we were 60 and 43. So definitely a positive night or positive month in March. But we do have a new month here. We want to keep that momentum going today. And like I said, we have a bunch of games on the slate today. Before we do that, you guys know what we do here. We go through each and every game. I give you my lean on the game, give you what I'm thinking, give you my feelings about the game. But all my final plays will be in the pinned comment, and I update that throughout the day. Also in that pinned comment will be our Discord link. I think there's 750 or so of you guys in there now. It's an awesome place to connect with the community, a bunch of people giving out bet ideas and everything like that, so check that out. And then we also have the link to our membership program. For $2.99 a month, you can become a baller. You get an icon next to your name, you get exclusive emojis, and you get shout outs in every video when we're at the normal studio. All right, so no member shout outs today, but we do have some new members, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys will get the graphic on the screen and everything like that once we get back to the normal setup here. But yeah, guys, make sure to check out those links in the pinned comment and keep an eye on the pinned comment for my final plays that I update throughout the day. Also, hashtag Ride of the Day. You can use hashtag Ride of the Day in the comments, and I'm jumping on board with one of you guys in the comments, trusting your research. I'm putting my money where your mouth is, and you guys get a shout out, win or loss, in the next video that we do. So use hashtag Ride of the Day in the comments and give me a play you guys like today. But let's jump right into it here. We are starting it off with the Mavericks taking on the Wizards here. Wizards, 8.5 point dogs at home here. This Mavs team was playing decent basketball. They started to fade away just a little bit. In their last 10, they're 6-4 against the spread. That's coming from home games, though. 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games at home. 2-4 on the road here against the spread. This Wizards team, obviously, they've been banged up. No Beal for the rest of the season. Kuzma's out. I'm already predicting that Kuzma's out for the rest of the year as well. So it's really Porzingis and then who. 8.5 points. This Mavericks team playing decent basketball. I do see the Mavericks being able to win this one by double digits. I don't love the game. I'm not going to BS you guys and be like, oh, I think the Mavericks do this easily. I think that they're just the hotter team right now. They're the healthier team right now. So, as long as they have Luka, I think this one is a lean towards the Mavs here. But I will say I don't think it has a strong chance of being a final play. The Mavs are still without Dinwiddie, who, you would think that this is sort of a revenge game spot for him. But I think that, that is a factor to factor in there. You could make the argument that Porzingis is going to have a revenge game too, but he's got to have some sort of a supporting cast, which he really doesn't. So I'm going to lean Mavs here, minus 8.5. All right, next up, we have the Magic getting 10 points against the Raptors. Magic are at home here. This Magic team, I feel like they've been covering for us lately. In their last 10, they're 4-6 against the spread, but we've taken them a couple times at home. In their last 7, they have 3 of their games covered at home. In terms of injuries, nothing too new for them. They always have these guys injured. The one thing you want to watch, Wendell Carter Jr., he's like the whole Mavericks team, or Magic team right now. You want to keep an eye on him. He's questionable for it. But as of late, what did we take the Magic against Cleveland a couple nights ago? Cash for us. I think we might be riding that again. Toronto's a far better team, but this is where I bring out the dummy play card. The Magic had won us money last time we bet on them. I'm going to be loyal and lean towards them, plus 10. This Raptors team is playing decent basketball, trying to make that last sort of playoff push here to secure their seeding. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 8 out of the last 10. So I think probably the intelligent play here would be to go with the Raptors, but we're not always intelligent here. I think 10 points, double digits, is a sizable enough. So we're going to be leaning Magic here, plus 10. Next up, Celtics. My Boston Celtics, 14.5 point favorites against the Pacers. I know I just went to the game on Wednesday. We will also be at this Celtics game tonight, a couple rows up from the floor. So hopefully, my magic can shine there because it did not on Wednesday as the Heat took that one. But the Celtics 14.5 points here. This Pacers team, no bueno. Malcolm Brogdon is questionable. Bataze is questionable. Duarte is out. For Boston, only injury to note is Robert Williams, who's out 4 to 6 weeks now, which, for Celtics fans, that is actually decent news when the original prognosis there and diagnosis was 6 to 8. But I'm leaning Celtics. I don't know if we take 14.5. That's a pretty damn high number, obviously, having to win the game by 15 points. You guys know I don't love the double-digit spread favorites because NBA teams are NBA teams. You can always hang within 10 points, but, I don't bet against the Celtics either or give picks against the Celtics. I'll just stay off of them if I don't like it, but I do lean Celtics in this one. Indiana isn't really showing any sort of, will to want to win basketball games at this point, so I'm going to lean Celtics here, plus or minus 14.5. All right, next up, this is a tough one because we've been riding both of these underdogs. The Thunder, the rumbling, covering Thunder, hosting the Detroit Pistons here. Thunder getting 4.5 points. Detroit's on the back-to-back, taking the win against Philly yesterday. OKC's coming off of that loss, 136 to 118 to Atlanta. The line was very, very close in that one, but they did let us down. I think that they come out of the doghouse today and cover for us. So we're leaning the Thunder, the rumbling, covering Thunder, who are a whopping 46 and 26 and 4 against the spread this season. For such a bad team, their straight-up record's 22 and 54. For such a bad team, they just cover, and that's why we gave them the nickname Rumbling Covering Thunder. So we're going to be leaning Thunder here, plus 4.5 points. I just like the spot catching the Pistons, who I don't love the Pistons as favorites. I've kind of already spoke my piece on that they're a really good covering team because they're getting big lines and stuff like that. I don't love the Pistons when they are favorites. All right, Bucks, 8.5 point favorites against the Clippers here. This is one where I've already said it multiple times. You got to make sure to keep an eye on the injury report here because the Bucks have been lately when they're on a back-to-back or prepping for a back-to-back and anything like that. All of a sudden they're like, yep, Giannis, no, you're not playing tonight. Middleton, you're not playing tonight. That type of thing. So keep an eye on the injury report here. You have both teams on a back-to-back. This Bucks team getting a pretty tough fought out. We watched that whole game. Really scrounged out the win there at the end of the game against Brooklyn, 129 to 119. And the Clippers blew the game. Like I said, I thought the Bulls were going to lose that game. Clippers blew the game against Chicago in overtime. Both teams on a back-to-back. I kind of take that out of it. So I'm going to lean Bucks here minus 8.5. But this is one where I caution everyone because both of these teams are such the type of team that would be like, you know what? Paul George, you just came back from injury. You're not playing tonight. Even though you're not in the injury report, we're just not going to play you. And same thing with the Bucks. They've done it with Giannis. They've done it with Middleton in the last week or so. So definitely, this is not one that you want to jump on early because you're gambling on the game already. You don't want to be gambling on the line there. All right, next we have the Grizzlies taking on the Suns here. Grizzlies hosting at home. In terms of spread, we have the Grizzlies plus 7.5. The Suns team has been red hot. They didn't cover against Golden State, but they're only a couple points off last time, but they've won 9 out of their last 10 games. Against the spread on the road here, they're 4-2. And this Grizzlies team, even without Ja Morant, they've been playing good basketball without him. In the last 5 against the spread at home, they are 4-1. In terms of injuries, Adams doubtful, Tyus Jones doubtful, Jaren Jackson Jr. doubtful, Desmond Bane doubtful. So this one's fairly easy for me here. They're not even going to try and play their guys. They're all questionable here with calf, thigh, knee. Who knows if they're real injuries? You could be at that point in the NBA season right now where they want to look ahead, I guess. But this Grizzlies team, 54-23 straight up the season, 50-27 against the spread. They're playing phenomenally against the spread. But with all of their players out, they already don't have Ja Morant. With all of those other guys out, I'm going to lean Suns here, minus 7.5. All right, next we have the Rockets taking on the Kings. These two teams just played 2 days ago. The Rockets took an L there, but they did cover. At least it was a push, 121 to 118. We had a big game from Trey Lyles, 20-plus points for him there. I don't think he really does that again. But I will say, this Rockets team, we've leaned them a couple times. They're 3-0-1 in their last 4 games against the spread. I don't want to say they're playing good basketball, but what we care about is they're covering. Good teams win, great teams cover. In their last 10, the Rockets are 5-4-1 against the spread. This Kings team as well, 5-3-2. So both teams in the last 10 against the spread are covering here. But on the road here, we have the Kings 2-1-2 against the spread, and at home the Rockets are 3-2-1. I like the Rockets to cover in this one. Again, you're getting a point and a half. It's pretty much a pick'em game. But these are two teams, especially with the Kings being banged up as of late. Looks like they're going to be without Fox again tonight. Both teams kind of banged up too. Christian Wood is out for the Rockets. But this is the type of where if I had the cycle alert siren button that we normally have, I would press it now, because this is the type of game that I feel Sacramento wins the first bout. 2 days later they play again, and Houston wins that one. It's like neither one of these teams is going to beat the other team twice in 2 days. But so we're going to lean Rockets there plus a point and a half. All right, next we have the Blazers traveling to San Antonio here. Blazers getting 15 points. They've been getting crazy numbers, and you know what I've said about that. When they started to cover games, it's because they're getting crazy numbers like this. But even still, 4-6 in the last 10 against the spread. However, on the road, they're 3-2 in their last 5 against the spread here. And this road team, as in terms of the and this home team, in terms of the Spurs here, only 2-4 in their last 6 against the spread at home. This is one where, everyone's out. Josh Hart's out. Winslow's out. Nurkic is out. Ingles, Lillard, everyone that plays, everyone that's ever worn a Blazers jersey this season is out this game, and they have been out for quite some time now. But 15 points, how can you not look at that and say these are still NBA players to some degree? So 15 points. I don't understand it, because we'll probably end up losing that one. But the Spurs are if the Blazers played the Bucks right now, what would the spread be? You know what I mean? If they're playing the Spurs, who have a losing record this season, and they're getting 15 points, if they played a legitimate contending team, what the hell would the spread be? So the fact that you're getting 15 points here, I think that's an opportunity. I don't think that it's like a hook, line, sinker. This is a dub, but I will say that is an absolute load of points to be taking. So 15 points, leaning Portland there. They have no one playing. I have a better chance of playing some of the guys that they're rostering tonight, but I will say 15 points is a lot, so that's where we're leaning. All right, second to last game of the night, we have the Nuggets. 3.5-point favorites over the Timberwolves. This Timberwolves team, they've really come out of nowhere this season. They've started to win some games. Cooled off a little bit, if we're being a little bit honest here. 5-5 in the last 10 against the spread. But overall this season, in terms of against the spread, they've kind of hit a little bit of stride. They're 42, 34-1 against the spread. And this Denver team, like I said, that's a team to be looking at right now, because they are still trying to win games. They are solidifying where they are this late in the season. So keep an eye on them. I do think that they care a little bit more about this one than the Timberwolves do. I'm going to lean Denver here at -3.5. But every time we bet against the Timberwolves, it seems like they come through and lose it for us. So caution, this is my little jinx, my unlucky betting against the Timberwolves streak. But we're leaning Nuggets there, -3.5. All right, last game of the night. Before we do that, guys, I'm going to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button, like the video, use hashtag Ride of the Day in the comments. Let me know your play, something I should jump on there. Make sure to join that Discord. That link's going to be in the pinned comment as well. Keep an eye out for my final picks. And then, as always, if you really want to show your support, become a baller today. $2.99 a month, exclusive access to perks, and we're going to start incorporating the members in videos as well with clips and stuff like that, which I think is going to be really unique. All right, last game of the night. Lakers, 1.5 favorites here at home against the Pelicans. Pelicans looks like injuries are going to shore up for them, so they are relatively healthy. LeBron James is questionable. I think it all comes down to that. Pelicans 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games, playing decent basketball, 6-4 straight up as well, and on the road they're 3-1. This Lakers team is so confusing because they have the stars, they have the name, but they just stink. They're one of the worst against the spread teams in the league, and honestly, their straight-up record is to match that as well. So we're going to lean Pelicans here. I don't necessarily love it if LeBron plays. That's probably going to be one that we keep an eye on before making it a final play. But Pelicans plus 1.5. I see the Pelicans being able to win this game outright. They're playing well against the spread on the road right now. So that is our lean for that. And that's going to wrap it up for the predictions portion of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully we have a winning night, a winning, positive night. And like I said before, subscribe, like the video, everything like that. I can't thank you guys enough for the recent growth on the channel. I really do appreciate it. So we're going to keep this thing going. We're going to keep this ship moving, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.